I've seen at least one person, and frankly, at the barbershop, a few too many people, that think Nico Iamaleava should fit right in at Ohio State. And I'm going to talk about why I don't think that's what the majority of Ohio State fans want, and why I would say buyer beware. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If you're new to the #1 college football show, consider hitting that subscribe button, because we talk college football here year round. So go ahead, subscribe, like this video, leave me a comment below. Do you think Nico Iamaleava should, be interested in transferring to Ohio State, even if it's for free? Because that's the other thing. Nobody is going to pay him $4 million. It's not happening. Tennessee wasn't going to pay him $4 million. Tennessee probably didn't want to pay him the $2.2 that they were supposed to pay him this year. And then he and his people, and you are empowered by your people, decided, or excuse me, your people are empowered by you, decided that they wanted to pick a fight and have a standoff with Tennessee, and Tennessee is Appalachia, and Tennessee is the volunteer state, and you don't know what Tennessee is about, you make this kind of move. If you know what Tennessee is about, you don't make this kind of move. You say thank you, and you keep your head down, you try to go win a championship. Now, there's a lot to unpack here, but I kind of want to go at this from a little bit away and just kind of have a little fun here, because J.D. Vance damn near dropped the national championship trophy at the White House, and I'm like, I know my man went to Ohio State. I know that. I know he's from Ohio, but don't drop that trophy. And if my man didn't help him catch it, we would have had us a conniption, vice president or not. Don't drop the trophy. All right, like, you get to pick up the trophy. You get to take a picture with the trophy. Don't drop the trophy. Trophy still got to go home. Trophy still got to be in the cabinet. Outside of that, look at what the Iamaleavas have been about, dog. Like, it's not really been a great sequence of events. Like, I'm thinking about DJ Uiagalelei and the journey from Clemson to Oregon State to Florida State, and how this is feeling kind of similar, because Madden Iamaleava, who I wrongly said ended up at UCLA, he flipped on signing day to Arkansas. Folks at 247 have said, hey, he didn't even visit Arkansas, which says that they decided they were going to pay him whatever they were going to pay him and decided to go. That's how it feels. Might not be true. That's how it feels, right? And now that we're looking at Nico Iamaleava, and they really are running out of places to go, as it ain't Nico Iamaleava that is looking like the next quarterback at UNC to transfer in. It's dude from USA. And by USA, I mean Southern Alabama. Gio looked like he going to get in where he fit in. So UCLA might still be that spot, because they still need a sort of a quarterback, but I don't think they need him that badly, especially to pay one as much as you might want to have to pay Nico Iamaleava, which is probably north of 7 figures, maybe a little over $1 million. Is that something you really want? But Texas Tech, who has been buying anything that they can get their hands on that feels like it's a good fit, ain't want none of that. They're going to ride with Baron Morton, who threw 27 TDs last year at Texas Tech to the 19 that Nico Iamaleava threw at Tennessee last year. And anybody that watched Tennessee football last year will tell you it wasn't a quarterback that made that team go. And if you're Ohio State, you got to see this dude up close and personal. Why the hell would you want him? 14 of 31 for 104 against your defense. That ain't what you want. That ain't what you want. That ain't what you need. That ain't what you want. That ain't what you need. Now, on top of all of that, the people that I hear saying this really are looking at Julian Sayin, Lincoln Keenholz as guys that they don't know necessarily can go get it done in the way that Ohio State wants to get it done. It's no secret. Ohio State wants to run it back. And they would be running it back already with a bunch of new parts, right? New quarterback, new offensive coordinator, new offensive line coach, my goodness, new defensive coordinator, new defensive line, new linebacking crew that's going to anchor the middle there. You got talented players. Let's not go messing this up, because I think one of the things that really helped Ohio State last year was not the $20 million they spent, but the continuity and the chemistry they had from the guys that they decided to pay to come back to try to run this thing back. You're upsetting that if you go bring in a guy like Nico Iamaleava, especially if you pay him a dime. If he comes because he wants to come and he's going to walk on, I'm not even sure that Ohio State would turn him down. I am saying that Nico feels like he's in the Jaden Rashada zone, which is you are just a little too hot for anybody to try to invest in you for the long term right now. Jaden Rashada, who sued the University of Florida because they actually are in the wrong. They didn't pay him what they thought he was owed, but it was leverage, and he went from Miami to Florida because of the money that they thought they were going to pay him, and that turned out to be a lie, and he ends up needing to go to Arizona State. And that was the part that really got underneath my skin. It was, yo, dog, Arizona State feels like a great spot for Jaden Rashada. No shade to Sam Levitt, but Jaden Rashada is a much more talented quarterback. I wonder what Jaden Rashada might have been able to do at Arizona State. Could it have been what Sam Levitt did and get them to the college football playoff, win not a state championship, a conference championship? Maybe. But Jaden Rashada ends up at Georgia, where he's the third-string quarterback behind Carson Beck and Gunnar Stockton. And it became clear that Jaden Rashada is not your way forward when Carson Beck goes down and Gunnar Stockton ends up going in relief, and that's your quarterback of the future. Now, again, I'm just leaving getting shaped up, getting faded up, getting cut up, getting edged up. And the conversation inside the shop was about why Nico Iamaleava should not be going to Ohio State. I'm like, hey, dog, I realize that we talking about a dude that ain't going nowhere near Oklahoma. And the point was made, hey, RJ, I heard you say, you can't transfer inside a conference. But that's not true. Jackson Arnold went from Oklahoma to Auburn. If you can get the waiver, you can go. If you can get a waiver, you can go. And I put this to my guy, P. Nakos, in an earlier segment today. Do you think Tennessee would be inclined to grant that waiver? And he's like, I don't know. It's a good question. I don't think they would turn it down. I really don't. I think they would like to go beat up on him if they could. I think that's what they would want. So if he ended up, say, Ole Miss or LSU or pick a team on the schedule, maybe that's something they would allow. Maybe that's something they would do. Maybe they just wash their hands of the whole thing. That would be the stand-up thing to do. That would be the nice guy thing to do. That would be the competitive thing to do. I'm not afraid of you. We know who you are. We know what you're made of. We know what we can do to you. That's what I would like to see done. But right now, it feels like Tulane might be the best option for this dude outside of UCLA. And I don't think that's how he drew it up. I don't think that's how his family drew it up. And again, I'm going to put this back in Nico's court. I know there are a number of y'all that have been in the comments that are saying things like, hey, RJ, it feels like he got bad advice from his camp. Well, that's what it is. His advice from your camp. Like, I'm going to put it another way. I have an agent for book deals. I have an agent for entertainment deals. I got two different people for two different jobs that I take advice from. It's advice. At the end of the day, you are paying your agent. Okay? Literary agent gets a percentage. Entertainment agent gets a percentage. They work for me. They work for him. That's how this works. And they're going, oh, but his daddy's helping run this. And I mean, when you turn 18, you run this. I'll give you another example. One of my favorites, Lewis Hamilton's daddy. Lewis Hamilton's daddy actually manages Isaac Hadjar, who is a Formula One driver. Drives for the Racing Bulls now. Because V-Carb, it's always going to be minority. But it's the Racing Bulls, right? Lewis Hamilton's daddy was his manager up until he decided that he wanted to get inside of Lewis Hamilton's chili, talking about what he is owed and what he shelled out to get in this spot. And Lewis cut ties with his daddy. And they ain't talk for a while because Lewis needed to be grown about this and go, no. I appreciate you. I love you. You're my father. You helped me get here. I would be remiss if I didn't try to take care of you like you take care of me. But this part where you think I owe you is going to stop. And I would even say this in as far as my parents go. Like, I talk to my mom every day. But my mother would say, hey, what you get, baby, is what you get. That's yours. I don't want no part of that. What you go get is what you go get. I'm not owed anything. You're my son. I love you for being my son, period. I don't care what you go on to do in life as long as it's good and you're happy. If you're good and you're happy, we're doing well. I can say that about myself. I can say that about my younger sister, right? My younger sister married a dude who's got a PhD from Purdue, works at the NSA. My sister went to Oklahoma State to get a biosystems engineering degree so she could run a hospital, and now she takes care of my nephew. That's what it is. My parents did well. Neither my sister nor I ask our parents for a damn thing. They don't pay rent. They don't pay no bills. They don't do none of that. Unlike some of y'all out here that be fronting like y'all be paying bills, but y'all not paying bills. You staying with your parents, trying to act like you somebody. You ain't nobody, dog. Get up, get your ass off your shoulders and go get a job. However, Nico Iamaleava is in a spot where he can take care of a lot of people, and there's probably a lot of people that want to be taken care of by him, and he probably wants to be a nice guy. So he's like, yeah, I think I got some leverage with Tennessee, and I think they'll pay me $4 million on top of the $2 million on top of the $2 million already pay me. And dog, when you got that wrong, you got that so wrong, because it's not just that you got that wrong with Tennessee, you got that wrong with the rest of us. You didn't read the room, and that's the first rule. The first rule is always read the room, my guy. This ain't the time to be asking for more money as people are losing their jobs left and right. People are seeing their pensions go up in smoke. This is not the time to be asking for more money when people are really trying to hold on to what they got, trying to make new means, trying to make new ends as we're getting used to this 2025 reality. I realize there's also a number of y'all that, don't like me commenting on the economy or the politics. I don't care. Deal. You don't like it, say so in the comments. Or, more to the point, make a segment. I'll watch it. I will. All right. Dose.